19 cards, 18 yellows, and 1 red, a brawl, and the GOAT insulting an opponent live on air. All of this happened on December 9, 2022, in the most violent match in soccer history, the World Cup 2022 quarterfinal between Argentina and the Netherlands. A game so heated it was dubbed the Battle of Lusail. And this battle didn't start in 2022. Argentina and the Netherlands have a historic rivalry dating back to the 1970s, clashing at World Cups. Group stage in 1974, the final in 1978, the quarterfinals in 1998, group stage in 2006, the semifinals in 2014, and the quarterfinals in 2022. The 1978 World Cup, hosted by Argentina, was marked by political controversy and accusations of favoritism. Argentina won 3-1 in the final, denying the Netherlands their first World Cup title and leaving deep Dutch resentment behind. Revenge came in 1998 with Dennis Bergkamp's wonder goal in the 90th minute. In 2014, the matchup was even, 0-0, and Argentina won on penalties. Interestingly, the man in charge of the Dutch in 2014 was the same one in 2022, Louis van Gaal. After being away from the job for several years, he returned in 2021 for one last dance with the national team. His tournament started brilliantly, much better than Argentina's. The Dutch topped their group unbeaten, while Argentina fell in their debut to a Saudi Arabia considered inferior. The Netherlands arrived in the quarterfinals on a 19-match unbeaten run, and were looking to extend it. Maybe that gave them too much confidence, because they started making bold statements. Van Gaal said they had unfinished business with Argentina because of what happened at the previous World Cup. But the most controversial moment was when he suggested Lionel Messi was the team's weak point, something that enraged the South Americans. You don't mess with their captain, and they made sure to hold a grudge. The appointed referee was Mateo Lahoz, the now-retired Spanish official known for his heavy hand and his eagerness to hand out cards. The first 10 minutes were cautious feeling out. Both teams created chances, but the well-organized defenses neutralized the danger. In the 10th minute, Messi found Molina, but his cross didn't find a target. Soon after, a through ball reached Bergwijn, but Emi Martinez rushed out quickly to cut it off. In the 22nd, Messi tried from outside the box but missed, and Bergwijn also failed from a similar position. The match remained completely level after 30 minutes, and it was clear something extraordinary would be needed to break the deadlock. And that's exactly what Messi did in the 35th. The former Barcelona man delivered one of the most outrageous passes you'll ever see, an assist that tore the defense apart. Nahuel Molina finished the move, and boom, Argentina went ahead. Messi had just served up one of the craziest assists in World Cup history, and we still didn't know that day would bring even more unforgettable moments. Up to that point, the match had been relatively calm. Only one yellow card had been shown, to Argentina assistant coach Walter Samuel. So how dare anyone call this the most violent match in history? Well, right before halftime, the players basically said, "Hold my beer," and things got hot. The first yellow to a player came in the 43rd minute. Acuna came in late on Dumfries. Furious, Dumfries shoved Acuna to the ground, and Lahoz didn't hesitate to book him too. 3 minutes later, Christian Romero committed a blatant handball that earned him another yellow. On the next Dutch foul, Martinez, who would later wish he had the same ease on another crucial free kick. But the cards just kept raining down. Even Weghorst from the bench joined the carousel of bookings with an absurd yellow that must have infuriated his fans. What nobody knew was that the striker had an act of heroism saved for the second half. The match was burning with intensity. After about 12 minutes without bookings, 4 cards came in barely. 5 minutes. Many believed halftime would calm the volcano forming, but it only made the eruption bigger in the second half. The Netherlands, desperate to respond, came out with blood in their eyes. Their attacks became more aggressive, tackles harder, and the violence escalated. Shortly after the restart, Dumfries and Van Dijk brought Messi down near the box, conceding a dangerous free kick. The Stars' shot skimmed the crossbar, but in the 71st minute came the key play. Dumfries brought down Acuna inside the area, and Mateu Lahoz didn't hesitate to point to the spot. Messi, with his usual ice-cold composure, converted without a problem. 2-0 for Argentina. After celebrating with his teammates, he turned toward the Dutch bench and, staring at Van Gaal, put his hands to his ears in a gesture loaded with symbolism. It was a clear tribute to his idol Juan Román Riquelme, who had done the same years earlier against the very same coach. The story was well known. At Barcelona, Van Gaal had marginalized Riquelme, putting his career at risk. When the Argentine got his revenge, he answered with that gesture. Now, after Van Gaal's comments about Messi before the match, the number 10 chose that same response, full of meaning. After putting Argentina 2 goals up in the 73rd, Messi thought he had sealed the win. But his celebration woke the bear. Van Gaal responded immediately. He took off Bergwijn and brought on the giant Weghorst. Just before that, a cross into the box ended with Emi Martinez intercepting and Luuk de Jong on the ground. The ensuing scuffle earned yellows for Memphis and Lisandro Martinez. But the most intense part was only beginning. With Weghorst on the field, the Netherlands abandoned subtlety. To hell with build-up, Van Gaal seemed to say, and ordered them to bombard the box. Did it work? Yes. 5 minutes later, Weghorst met a Berghuis cross and pulled one back in the 83rd. That's when the real battle began. The Dutch doubled down on the assault, and Argentina tightened up, trying to hold the lead. In the 85th, Berghuis brushed the side netting, and soon after he was booked for a foul on Messi in midfield. But the true climax came in the 88th minute, the moment that would define this Battle of Lusail forever. Paredes committed a foul on Ake, but what really unleashed hell was what he did next. He got up and blasted the ball straight into the Dutch bench. The entire Dutch team swarmed Paredes. The Argentines rushed in to defend their teammate, and an epic brawl exploded. Maybe the most violent in World Cup history. Players on the ground, tensions at the breaking point, cards flying everywhere, and Paredes and others were booked. But this was only the appetizer. Mateu Lahoz still had plenty more to show in what remained of the match. Added time, the signature of this World Cup, didn't disappoint. 10 extra minutes that we all knew would bring more drama. And it did. In stoppage time, Otamendi and Messi himself saw yellow, adding more fuel to a match that had already gone down in history. But the most crucial moment came in the final minute of added time, a free kick for the Netherlands. Everyone expected a direct shot from Koopmeiners, but the midfielder chose a brilliant pass that fooled Argentina's wall and found Weghorst, who scored, sending the stadium into ecstasy. We had just witnessed one of the most ingenious free kick routines in World Cup history, the perfect capstone to this deranged match. And still, the drama continued. In extra time, the violence and tension were still there, though the play became more cautious. Both teams measured every move, knowing one mistake could be fatal. Argentina created more chances. Scaloni took a risk by replacing center-back Lisandro with attacker Di Maria, and the change injected danger. Lautaro had 2 efforts denied, one blocked by Van Dijk, another saved by Noppert. Di Maria came close from a corner. Messi missed by inches on. Several attempts, but the most agonizing moment came when the post denied Enzo Fernandez seconds before the final whistle. The violence kept setting the tempo. 2 more yellows in extra time, and then the madness peaked in the shootout. What's usually a routine procedure became the perfect ending to a game that redefined the limits of football chaos. The shootout was Emi Martinez's show. The Argentine keeper used his full psychological arsenal to destabilize the Dutch, and it worked. He saved the first 2 kicks while Argentina converted theirs. The only stumble was Enzo Fernandez's miss, but Emi's saves sealed the win. As Lautaro Martinez stepped up for the deciding penalty, the Dutch tried to rattle him. The move cost Dumfries dearly. He already had a yellow and picked up a second after the final whistle, which ended in a red card for a second booking. A sending off that late? Unreal. With that, the count reached the record. 18 yellow cards, plus 1 red for a second. Yellow, the all-time mark in FIFA tournaments. Who can doubt it was the most violent match in soccer history? When Lautaro sealed the victory, Otamendi copied Messi's gesture, hands to the ears in front of the Dutch. Messi argued with Van Gaal, but Emi Martinez went further, insulting the coach in the middle of the celebrations. And then, during his post-match interview, Messi spotted Weghorst nearby and dropped the now legendary line, "What are you looking at, idiot?" That moment went viral on social media, and all kinds of memes were born from it. This match was so heated that fans around the world almost got burned just watching it on TV. If this World Cup 2022 quarterfinal between Argentina and the Netherlands isn't the most violent match in soccer history, then tell us which one is in the comments. Give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far. But wait, this isn't over. Click on one of the videos on screen to keep enjoying the best soccer content.